Welcome to the Chew today. We'll call this Chad Chat on the Chew. Laziness. Laziness can be a sin. It's something that it's easily done. It's something that will creep up on you. There's things that you should be doing lots of times that God's asking you to do. People tend to say, well, I'm just waiting on God, or I'm waiting on God to tell me what to do next, or I'm waiting on him to move on this issue or this problem. But lots of times we use that as just a cover up to be inactive, to not be doing what God's called us to do or asked us to do. We try to be lazy and we try to let God work out all of our issues without us having to do anything. But that's not what he made us for. We're to do actions. Actions are supposed to happen in our lives. One verse in the Bible, Proverbs 12:24, says, work hard and become a leader. Be lazy and become a slave. You let your laziness creep up on you too much, you'll become a slave, not only on the things of this earth, but in your spiritual walk with God. If you get lazy with God and you're not pushing, then you'll become a slave of sin, a slave of Satan. One podcast, I talked about how if you're not paddling, then you're drifting. Brought that out because one time I was out on the ocean and I was on a raft, and the currents just kept pulling me, and I kept getting pulled farther and farther out in the ocean. I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting there. I wasn't doing anything purposely wrong, but what I wasn't doing is I wasn't paddling. I wasn't trying. I wasn't putting forth effort. And in doing that, I started drifting further and further out in the ocean. It's going to be the same way with your walk with God. If you're not paddling, you're not putting forth effort, you'll start drifting away from God. You'll start drifting away from the things of God. And before you know it, you find yourself in a backslidden position. That's why it's highly important to have a routine that you wake up to each day, that you have that appointment with God, that I'm going to wake up and I'm purposely going to paddle toward the things of God and let God lead me. And when he leads me, I'm going to have actions behind what he tells me to do. And without doing that, without seeking God, you'll start finding that you don't have purpose in your life. You'll start getting lazier and lazier, and you'll start falling into a depression. And you start thinking, well, what am I doing on this earth? What's my purpose? Even after you're saved, if you don't keep paddling and pushing towards the Lord, then you'll start drifting. I encourage you today to keep on paddling and seeking the things of God.